Hola familia estelar. Oh my goodness, there is a new beginning in your life that you're being escorted into. Let me go ahead and tell you what's going on, right? So if this message just found you on the 29th of November, or therefore after the fact, it's aligning with you exactly when you need to hear this transmission. And it's all about Mercury now stationing direct, okay, because we've just had Mercury retrograde. It's retrograded back into Scorpio and it's stationing direct in Scorpio on this day. Now, the very interesting message that I got was Mercurial energy is Hermes. Okay, if you guys know Hermes, it's also Thoth. So Hermes was able to travel between the heaven, also hell, right? So like 𝓻𝓪𝓵 𝓙𝓂𝓵, and then he comes back to the mortal realm, 𝓂𝓵, but he comes back from this trip, if you will, mentally. It could feel like you've gone into just new dimensions within yourself. You've been attuned, into, I'm hearing like exposed, right? Because Scorpionic energy is very things that are being excavated within your own mind, like hidden information in which you've received in regards to your own journey. It just feels like a sacred return where it's like you've gone to the end of the cosmos and back, and you're just looking at your life very, very differently, and you're able to apply the things that you've learned from this, deep introspective phase as you begin to move forward, right? So you have Ace of Pentacles. I'll go ahead and read this after. It's very auspicious. In this card, it does also talk about like a new career opportunity, a new financial opportunity, just something that's growing fast. And I always see this as accelerated growth. So I feel like you're about to excel in something. But when Mercury begins to station direct in general, the universe shifts from rewind into a realign. I kind of see it as, especially because it's about to, move into Sagittarius as we enter into December, and it also stationed retrograde in Sagittarius. I'm seeing it as an archer and the bow and arrow, and the bow has been like launched back, and Scorpio has made you really focus on going really deeper and seeing yourself as both the arrow and the bow, and the one who's drawing this this launch pad, this one that's also creating the launch pad for the soul to have this human experience. And it just feels like you're about to be moving in a complete different direction, but you're understanding why you're moving in that direction now. So this wasn't just about you retracing steps, but it was pretty much about you beginning to excavate hidden information that you hadn't had before. It's dusting off buried gifts. It's re-meeting parts of yourself that maybe you had forgot existed. So it's where you begin to actually launch off in that new direction. You begin to focus on this very specific, trajectory or bullseye, and you're feeling very confident, not just about your aim, but your ability to fully enjoy the journey there. It's kind of like a rocket ship taking off into space. It's like you're able to enjoy the shifting into a new atmosphere. That's what it feels like, and you're feeling very grounded as you do so, because I feel like there's a lot of changes that you're going to be going through, yet you're also going to feel grounded in that process. Feels like there's something that you had discovered in 𝓙𝓂𝓵 within the subconscious realm of your own being, and you've excavated something that was forgotten. So maybe you're revisiting, or you had revisited an old skill and now you know what to do with it. Perhaps it was a passion, or you followed where your curiosity was leading you, because this is about the soul's natural call for exploration. You could have even noticed something of lasting value in what it is that you had previously overlooked, even if this was within yourself. And maybe you saw finally your own depth during this cycle, maybe your own talent. It could have been your intelligence or your insight in a new way too. You uncovered truths, motivations, especially in things that were previously overlooked. That's a huge energy. It's almost as if you've illuminated something within 𝓙𝓂𝓵, something that was already within you that you're now bringing to 𝓂𝓵, that you're now bringing to the land of the living. So Scorpio doesn't teach you really anything new. What it does is reveals what it is that you already are, right? The things that you've already had within you. It's almost where you had been sleeping on your own potential, in your ability to really hit some type of target in your life, and you weren't learning, but you were remembering during this process. This is why everything felt so intense, so slow, so emotional, right? Oh, like Scorpionic energy. very much it's where it's the psyche, it's the interface of where the non-physical meets the physical, and you're discovering about soul gifts that you can also anchor and download and streamline into this avatar, right? That's what I'm seeing. And it's almost like as well you're unlocking the DNA of what is already within you. You know, it's like you're remembering that. So yeah, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is very much like descending into the ocean, but you have this dim light. It kind of reminds you of those fish that have those those lights, and it's like you're diving into old memories as you enter into these caves. You're having old conversations, perhaps. Maybe there's old dreams that have been revealing itself, resurfacing, like something that's been reoccurring, and you've touched almost the seabed of your own history. You know, you've moved slowly through this process. You've also felt this pressure in the atmosphere. And what I'm seeing as well is, you know, when you dive deep into the ocean and there is so much pressure that you really can't rise to the surface too quickly. I'm seeing it as this slow incremental, especially because I'm recording this on the new moon in Scorpio. It's almost like you're going through this waning and waxing phase, right? And I'm seeing the moon be void and then begin to slowly reveal itself. So it feels like this is something that you're kind of slowly bringing to the surface. It's something that you're beginning to almost introduce and announce and acquaint yourself with in this lifetime, before you announce this new you to the world, or something that you're going to be doing. So yeah, you do find in the bottom of the ocean, right on the seabed, almost like old pearls of wisdom, old tools, insights that you had previously abandoned, even if they were ones that are abandoned like ancestrally, gifts that you didn't realize that you had, and perhaps clarity on whom it is that you are becoming moving forward. So Mercury stationing direct on this day is where you've gone through that process, and now you're beginning to slowly swim up towards the surface, and you have this treasure in your hand, right? And the treasure hasn't been found anywhere externally. It's something that you've discovered within yourself, within your own potential, within your own ability. And you're not out of the surf just yet, right? And not until, I believe it's like December 11th maybe, that Mercury stations into, well, I know Neptune is actually as well coming out of retrograde, but that's where there could be the sense of clarity that you're having, right? Whenever Venus begins to station, whenever a Mercury begins to station into a Sagittarius, that's where you're officially leaving that shadow behind. For now, you're holding those pearls to yourself. It's where you're still kind of figuring out, what do I do with this, or where do I go from here? What do I want to do with these pearls? What do I want to create? So that's very much the Sagittarius phase, right? It's the horizon that's beginning to reveal itself to you. Especially when it comes to a new beginning. Again, with that Ace of Pentacles, it's where you begin to kind of plant that pearl, you plant that seed, and it leads to some type of rapid growth, because when things take off, they really begin to take off. So once we do begin to shift into Sagittarius, right, Mercury begins to shift into Sagittarius, your vision begins to widen. Again, the fog is also going to lift during this time. You're going to be able to see that bigger picture. New ideas could also come flooding in regards to what to do with this. You know, it kind of reminds you of where you get that divine download or insight or inspiration around, oh my god, I want to make a necklace from the pearls, I want to make a bracelet from the pearls, something like that. You know, it's like I want to create something from what it is that I've discovered, from what it is that I've learned. So it's very enthusiastic, you know, it's a very optimistic sign. It's Jupiterian, so it's going to lead to some type of expansion in your life. Again, something that seems small that actually begins to germinate, that creates a new doorway of opportunity, a new portal for yourself. So alternate paths begin to become obvious for you. This is where things begin to appear, right? Opportunities, your optimism again begins to return with Sagittarius, and the momentum begins to accelerate. So Scorpio was that cave, it was the underworld, it was Ukupacha. Sagittarius is the in-between worlds, right? It's the mortal, but where you ground this higher knowledge that you have into this experience and what it is that you've learned by diving deep into your own psyche, and you're able to reach for the sky, right? It's where you can ground some type of concept into a very tangible physical form. So you went from, you know, what am I seeing, kind of confused, to I know exactly where this is leading me, and I know exactly where I've been leading myself. So be curious around this time. Kind of be curious, not conclusive. Ask yourself, you know, how can I apply the things that I've excavated? I would say begin to kind of entertain that thought, and know that there may be a new route, one that you don't see coming right now, but one that will be revealed to you shortly. because what was once murky is about to become extremely meaningful for you. Let me see if I can balance you guys on my bag real quick, because I want to relay these messages that we have in the oracle. So the first one is the Ace of Trees. So this is a new beginning. Some of you, this could be a new financial or career opportunity. Something beautiful that's being revealed to you, but it leads to rapid growth. And then let me go ahead and read it, because I love this card actually. The Ace of Trees. Opportunity and prosperity. This is the season that you're heading into. The sun rises behind a range of a blue mountain, and your vision focuses you. Notice a promising sprout hovering above the dry, vast desert. Undoubtedly a mirage. Here you are in human form, barefoot on the hot, broken ground with nothing to your name. Everything in your mind, heart, and soul urges for you to reach forward and grab it, possess it, and make it grow. It can be hard to feel, but the seed of something new is there. Give it the space it needs to grow, and it will blossom into something incredible. This is literally it, right? Because, you know, Scorpio energy is kind of like the underground. Sagittarius is this optimism that you have around this seed, and it's like you're merging the two seasons together, something that you've discovered and that you're moving into, and that's where the seed begins to germinate, right? It begins to actually break forth into what used to be its ceiling becomes its floor, and it heads into a new atmosphere. It's almost like, oh, I've never experienced life this way before. That's what it feels like. So you are an intuitive person with a clear mind and honest heart, and you'll be able to tackle whatever new work comes your way. Once the opportunity has presented itself, strike the ground and get to work. So again, this is very interesting. And then you have scintillation and quantum entanglement with parsec. So scintillation talks about a flash of light. It quite literally is a divine download in which you receive, and it talks about this flash of light can come very quickly. You know, it can come even through a form of, divine download. Really, that's how I see this card. And with this flash of light, right, this flash of insight, this information which you're receiving, and that's being revealed to you through parsec, which is almost like the void. You know, parsec is the nothingness. It's the pause for you to be able to create a new flow in your life. It's the nothingness. It's about you diving deep into yourself, something that you've discovered within. This isn't something that you're discovering externally. It's like a realization that you have within. And then you feel this pull. You feel quantum entanglement. Now, quantum entanglement is you feeling so drawn towards this thing because quantumly it's simultaneously already existing. And quantum entanglement is quantum non-local connection. So this is fractals of yourself that have already played out this vision that you have in your head, right? As you begin to daydream, there's actually a version of you, an extension of you who's actually in that frame. And you can tune into it vibrationally before your arrival in the physical. So this is feeling guided. It also talks about telepathy. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was like telepathic communication, right, that you're having throughout your own psyche, and you're being guided certain places. It's like you're being guided through a period of nothingness, something that you only seems like a concept until it becomes a part of your reality. So that's the energy that I see with scintillation. And the scintillation card also talks about you can choose to act upon this or not, right? But you're definitely being guided to. And then you have third eye activation, brow chakra, innate vision, clear seeing. The third eye is about looking at life through the lens of the soul. So again, it's very much about sending out your consciousness beyond this anatomical body, beyond this alpha third dimensional vessel, surfing through the illusion of time, entering into a frame that you can imagine for yourself, right? The highest possible expansion. And being able to anchor back that information into the present moment and act upon that, right? What would be the next few steps that I have to take in order to reach that bigger vision that I have for myself? So this is about trusting that clear seeing, that innate ability that you do have to look at life through the lens of the soul, which is the one that is unaffected by time, is actually able to transcend the third dimension. Now we have Sirius star blessings and apply that information to your third dimensional journey. It's the one that can look at the full landscape of time and space and is able to guide you towards your chosen destination via the heart. So Sirius star blessings, yes, proceed, be seen, and push through. That's what this is going to lead to, okay, with quantum entanglement and third eye. There's some type of vision. This is the best time to get started on any kind of projects. We'll go ahead and read this. It's an extremely auspicious card. And then you have Poised and Message in a Bottle. Now, Poised and Message in a Bottle talk about stepping into a very confident era in your life, having every reason to feel this level of success. Like, this is literally about you stepping into the most prosperous time in your life. Zero star blessings. Let me go ahead and read it real quick. And then you also had 𝓬𝓪𝓬𝓮. 𝓬𝓬𝓪, a message in a bottle, is watching out for opportunities that are going to be coming your way, opportunities to begin to integrate the things in which you have learned, and it could be coming through all type of synchronicities, you know, logos on trucks, angel number messages, everything, and it's like basically it's a card. 𝓬𝓬𝓪 is like whispers of fate. It talks about messages spoken innocently by, you know, the oracle that may not even be aware of itself. So it's the universe speaking to you through everything around you, right? Whether that's people, whether that's through synchronicities. It's like things that basically you cannot ignore and things that you cannot deny, because reality continuously is reinforcing this truth to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Sirius star blessings real quick. Where is it? Where are you hiding? It's like a wish upon a star that you're making. Okay, here. Okay, so this says, yes, proceed, be seen, and push through. Sirius star blessings is this message comes with a gateway. It's a giant yes. It brings the energy of wishing on a star and seeing that wish come true. This is a time for you to move forward with any projects or ideas that you have felt called to carry out. There is an energy of positivity, abundance, and excitement surrounding you at this time. Whatever dreams you've been revisiting recently aren't dreams but premonitions. Know that whatever you're connecting with on the inside is soon to be something that you'll be experiencing in the physical. So think about what it is that you desire instead of what it is that you fear. See yourself celebrating as if your wildest dreams have already come true, because they have, right? They have already come to be. You're going to be experiencing the becoming of it. One thing is, you can draw so much safety into the body by knowing that it already exists and you're experiencing your life unfolding like a movie, you know? It's like you're experiencing this unfold in what we call real time in the third dimension, but really there's a lag time, right? So as you do so, you'll be creating the perfect energy for them to manifest into your world. So this is where you begin to resonate at the frequency of the thing that has already come to pass, and then you're watching an inevitable unfoldment. So, of your own success, right? And then you also have broken hearts. So I feel like with broken hearts, something that's been haunting your mind or lingering in the hallways of your heart is going to be clearing up. It almost does feel like a bittersweet energy too, because it's somebody leaving behind something that maybe has been familiar in some type of way, but it feels almost like a sacrificial energy. Maybe you're releasing, you know, your belief systems that have been holding you back. Maybe you're releasing the fear that has held you back and gave you a full sense of comfort. But yeah, this is beautiful. Okay, you also have 2 starseed messages. Is this it? So you have beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. So actually, this is about you becoming your own high priestess, right? You're tuning into the highest possible octave of yourself. And then you have rare gifts, tenderness, and the inner child. So I feel like there's something you're discovering also within yourself that you're going to be taking a chance on, because it's very much 5th house energy. Maybe it's a creative hobby, a project, self-employment. But yeah, this is something that you're discovering, and you're being led towards the sun, right? They're moving towards this plasma portal, if you will, which is beautiful. And it just definitely gives me a strong energy of the 𝓬𝓬𝓪𝓷𝓬, you know, the whispers of fate, where this is literally plasma life forms that are going to be engaging and interacting with you in your third dimensional experience. And I feel like this is confirmation that you're going to be gaining. Okay, last message we have is 1212 and duality. So this card basically says, within you are shadows of dark and beams of light. The divine is reminding you to embrace the duality that is your individual spark. The spark is being ignited and ready to be illuminated on the path ahead. I fully embrace who I am and I allow change in where it's needed. I trust the duality within me. So acting even in the presence of fear, not waiting for the absence of it. That's where you become greater than your mind, greater than your emotions, and greater than the physical vessel in which you've incarnated into. This is where you have actually master matter, because you mastered your mind and also emotions. So with that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you guys right there. Such a pleasure, such a pleasure. Oh my god, if you guys knew all the exciting journeys we have upcoming, you're gonna see that unfold exactly when you need to. But yeah, we have some interesting journeys upcoming. With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, because we'd love to have you around. I want to see you guys comment down below anything mercurial, okay? Anything that you feel like is symbolic of the Mercury energy and where you feel like you're being activated. What do you also feel like you've discovered that you're bringing to the surface? Let me know, okay? With that being said, personal reading details are down below. And also check out Altered Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. They have some really exciting collections actually out right now, so definitely take a look at their website. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards Altar Sanctuaries too. And yeah, I'll speak to you very, very soon. Until next time, bye.
Clouds in the sky, don't care if I stay all day. Dreaming of time when you and I would